What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. Instead of the Lakers just going after Kyrie or looking to go after Kyrie, they might be better off just looking elsewhere, for other talent out there. There's probably at least two other players that I could think of that I think the Lakers should go after that, could help them, in the long run, really actually can help them in the ways that they need, honestly. So, and I know Kyrie is an attractive pick. I know Kyrie is definitely a top player in the league and definitely got the best handle in the league, definitely exciting player to watch, all those things. But he's also a very, very disruptive player too. And when we talk about teams is trying to win championships, we have to talk about chemistry. Chemistry is huge when you're trying to win championships. That camaraderie in the locker room, how everybody gels, how everybody's all on one accord, understanding what needs to be done for us to try to win. That's rare, and that's rare to have a locker room that has that type of special bond. And everywhere Kyrie goes, I don't see any special bond happening. Everywhere he goes, it seems as if there's always a rift, there's always tension, and there's always drama leading up to Kyrie. I mean, from Boston to the Brooklyn Nets, I mean, his last two situations really really have just been the worst, if you ask me. He just, Kyrie is really good, really great player, but what comes with him might not be what the Lakers need. And I think a lot of Lakers around LeBron James think the same thing, especially some in the front office. But, appealing to LeBron James is definitely something they have to do because he's the best player on the team. And, he can definitely make everybody's life a living hell if you don't, abide by the things that he says. And I can definitely understand the reason why the Lakers front office makes decisions, some of their decisions anyway, based off of LeBron, because LeBron wants Kyrie Irving. I mean, I think those reports are out there enough. I think some of the things that were said in tweets, things like that, I mean, it's giving signs that, LeBron will want Kyrie anyway, of course. Now, of course, nothing's being said out in public or anything like that. But I definitely think that LeBron would definitely love having Kyrie over Russell Westbrook. And I definitely can understand why, because Kyrie definitely fits with LeBron more because, like I said, he can stretch the floor, he can shoot the ball better, and that's more of what LeBron needs. LeBron always likes shooters around him. He don't like guys around him that do the same thing he does, which is get to the rim, get to the basket, and that's all they do. I mean, if they do that, that's good. That's a plus if they have that added to their game. But he also wants them to be able to step out and shoot because he's more of a driver to the basket, always has been, and pretty much always will be. But his three-point shot, did get better, these last couple seasons. He's been working on a lot more. You could tell because of his age and everything like that of going to the rim as much. Living in the paint is hard as you get older. So the jump shot is definitely something more, that he need to look into and work on. He has been working on it. So last year, I think, he might not have shot the ball great percentage-wise, but he shot it with more confidence last year, and it just actually started to look that way too. So, good for him there. But honestly, I think there's other players out there I think that the Lakers really need to look into and kind of let go of the Kyrie situation, because when I think about it, there's two players that I think that they could look into on the Pacers that can help them a lot, and that would be the Miles Turner, and of course you got Buddy Hield. And they wanted Buddy Hield before, and I think that that stopped when the Russell Westbrook situation came up, last year, and they end up acquiring Russell Westbrook, which was a mistake in a lot of people's mind. And at this point, it still looks that way, even though Darvin Ham is saying all the right things, the new head coach for the Lakers, saying that he think Russell Westbrook will be a lot better for them next season. So, I mean, if that's the case, hopefully he's right, because Lakers fans will definitely be the first to criticize, if he's not right, because, you're going out on a limb with a player that people can see that clearly doesn't, maybe have the first step that he used to, or a player who's clearly not effective in this type of offense or rotation at all, which is Russell Westbrook. So, I mean, if he can play better, because next year, that'd be great if the Lakers end up keeping him, because right now, the way it looks, they might actually have to end up keeping him for some reason, because it's like nobody really wants to take on that contract. And the Brooklyn Nets, it just seemed like they're asking for way too much in return to give away Kyrie and or possibly, Kevin Durant as well, since his name is thrown out there, for what they're asking for. And like I said, rightfully so in regards to the Nets, because they got to mortgage their future too. They have to make sure they get what they need in return so they can, better their chances of winning also, or putting themselves in position to be a better team in the future. And the only way to do that is to get back the right assets and the right amount of money, contract, and or player, whatever the case may be, to better themselves, because they're in the driver's seat. They have Kevin Durant and Kyrie under their wing. So really they can make the decisions how they choose to. And Kevin Durant actually, he actually signed, I think, a 3-4 year contract. So, they can pretty much do what they want with him, even more so than Kyrie, even though they still got say-so over Kyrie too, but it's still, a situation where it's going to be tough for the Lakers to make a lot, go right with the situation with Kyrie, because it's just, too much being asked for them to release him, to the Lakers, and the Nets want something in return. Apparently the Lakers don't want to give, or too much in return that the Lakers don't want to give. So the Lakers might have to jump off that train and jump on another one. And like I said, Buddy Hield and possibly Miles Turner would be big for them going forward, because if you think about it, Buddy Hield is the shooter to stretch the floor that LeBron wanted before the Russell Westbrook thing. And he's the shooter that could stretch the floor, that could make their offense a little bit more dynamic offensively, because Malik Monk could shoot, Austin Reeves could step out and shoot a little bit, LeBron could shoot decent, Anthony Davis, when he's on his game and healthy, he could shoot pretty decent. And then you add somebody like Buddy Hield, who could shoot really good from the perimeter. That just makes them a little bit more dangerous, having somebody out there like him who's respected by a lot of people in the league when it comes to that 3-point shot. And that makes up for what Russell Westbrook doesn't do well, which is shoot the three, which is stretch the floor. So now, in times where Russell Westbrook isn't on the floor, or he is on the floor, you just have to find a way to, get him to, if the Lakers end up keeping him, let's say they're hypothetically, they acquire Buddy Hield. They might actually get him maybe without trading Russell Westbrook, maybe trading Taylor Horton Tucker for him, and maybe a couple of picks, something like that. Maybe send someone off the bench over there as well to Indiana. You see what I'm saying? To get somebody like Buddy Hield, it's definitely not out of the realm for them to acquire somebody like him, because they definitely have some assets that they can, throw out there and sell towards, or pitch towards Indiana, that Indiana would be interested in, I think. So I think that's more of a realistic type trade for them. And if they, get an additional piece like Miles Turner, which that would be really good too, because, he's a big body in the paint. He's younger. He'd be a good backup to Anthony Davis. He plays defense. He can block shots. There again, you got a good backup. And that would be perfect, because, the way Anthony Davis goes down injury-wise from week to week, month to month, seem like, and just all the time. I mean, Charles Barkley makes a joke that he's in street clothes all the time. Well, having a backup like Miles Turner would be really good, because, hey, Miles Turner is a starter in this league. Actually, he's a starting center, power forward in this league. So, to actually have him possibly as a backup to Anthony Davis to actually come in there and start, that would be really good, because, Anthony Davis, you can't trust his health. So, that would be an extra added depth there that they probably actually would need, that the Lakers would benefit from the most. So, I definitely see, that being, a possibility in a trade as well. And I think that's two pieces that they could look at, that they could legitimately say that can really help them. So, if I were the Lakers, I definitely would look into, Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, because they could benefit you in the long run, because like I said, Anthony Davis health issues. And on top of that, you need more space and stretching the floor with shooting, perimeter shooting. Buddy Hield can definitely help in that area, because that's what he specializes in, shooting that three, especially from the elbow or the corner, specifically where, he likes it the most. So, when you look at that in its entirety, that would help the Lakers out tremendously. That's helping them out, one, on the offensive end with the perimeter shooting and the spacing. And Miles Turner will be helping them out more so on the defensive end, because he's a big body in the paint. He can block shots. He can disrupt shots in the paint. And, he's not afraid to go up there and contest anybody that comes to the rim. You know what I'm saying? So that would benefit the Lakers on both ends of the floor. So to me, that's more of a valuable trade than going after Kyrie, and you don't even know what you're getting out of Kyrie. If you do acquire him, you might be all good the first couple months, and then Kyrie just decides to, flip the script on everybody and then start acting and doing the things he usually, the things he's been doing the last couple years, taking games off, taking time off because basketball is not important and all those things. Now you got a bigger problem than what you had last year or this past year with Russell Westbrook. You see what I'm saying? So in the long run, I think the Lakers definitely need to, look elsewhere and, set their sights on other things rather than Kyrie. Because, of course, most teams would take Kyrie because it's simply because of who he is. But in the long run, it really might not be more beneficial for you. Because, think about it. Kyrie has played with the top players in the NBA these last couple years. When he was on Boston, he played with a young Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Okay, cool. But they were a good team. And then, you got the Brooklyn team. He played with James Harden and Kevin Durant. And now they got Ben Simmons on there. You see what I'm saying? So you look at all the talent that Kyrie is playing with or played with or been around, whatever you want to say, none of this has worked out. There's no way in the world between Boston, a team that just went to the finals, and beat them in a 7-game series, swept them. He was on that team a few years ago, and they could have been a dynamic team with him, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. Now you're on a team in the Nets where you had James Harden and KD, and you lost James Harden, and KD doesn't even look like he's all in. It's just a bunch of, that's what I'm saying, it's just a bunch of rift everywhere Kyrie goes, and the Lakers really don't need that. So if I were the Lakers, I definitely would look into those other two pieces, look at them because they're more acquirable, they're more attainable, I would say, in Miles Turner and, Buddy Hield. And honestly, like I said, both of those players help you on both ends of the floor, offense and defense. One can shoot the perimeter three, the other one can play defense and be a big body in the paint. You know what I'm saying? Be a disruptor in the paint. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and Miles Turner could score a little bit himself. So now it's like you got a good backup to AD. You got another perimeter shooter who could really help make that offense a lot better. You see what I'm saying? Like it just goes better. It would be more chemistry there, I think. You know what I'm saying? It would be a better fit, if you ask me, is what I'm trying to say. So it's up to the Lakers, though. We'll see what happens. But that's definitely something I think that they should look into and take their sights there and see what happens. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Kylie out.